So you just reached level 40 and now there's many different things you can be doing, either to gear up your character or just to enjoy the game in phase 2. And all of these things I will cover today in this guide. So the first thing I would highly recommend you to do is to max out your professions. Yeah, even your secondary professions like cooking, fishing and first aid. Some of the new supply crates do for example require items from these professions, so instead of paying overprice on the auction house, why not craft these yourself? And with this in mind, you can also craft these items, post them on the auction house and hopefully make a decent profit. But the main reason why I recommend you to focus on your professions and getting these to 225 is so you can craft the new epic items that has been introduced in phase 2. These epic items do require a huge quest chain, but then again, if you have a lot of time, it's definitely worth it to do them, especially also if you don't plan to level up all characters right now, or if you're just safe for gnomeregan and you're waiting for the next reset. To start the quest chain, head into the raid where you'll find this object you can click on. You will need to hand in an item that you obtain inside the raid, but the good thing is that this is not bind on pickup, so you could also purchase it on the auction house. Then to your left there will be a gnome you can interact with, and this will give you another quest to do. On top of this, you should also be killing the tech bot right outside the raid. This will give you yet another quest item that you need to begin, simply because it's a part of the quest chain for your epic items. I've decided not to show the whole quest chain, as it would also make this video 5 minutes longer, and there's already amazing guides for how you obtain them. I'll leave one of them in the description below this video. What you should also start doing is to do dungeons, especially high level dungeons where you can get some decent rare items that will help you get into gnomeregan a lot quicker, or well, items that will help you do more DPS, be a better tank or healer. What I've also done in phase 2 is to change the stats of certain items so they will actually be useful for raiding. And for that particular reason, you also need to plan what dungeons you need to mainly focus on doing. To make it a lot easier, I use an add-on called Atlas Loot, and here I can see all the different dungeon loot, and it has also been updated for phase 2, so I can see all the new loot. But before you head into the dungeon, then make sure to also check if there's any dungeon specific quest for that location, because some of these quests will also give you a guaranteed item, in some cases a weapon or maybe something else that will be useful. In case you're still lacking items from the old raid in phase 1, BFD, then remember the trinket, maybe even some of the weapons can still be useful at level 40. And to be honest, the first 2 times I did gnomeregan, most of my items were actually from the old raid BFD, so it can definitely be worth it to spend the time to clear the raid every single week, or well, twice a week actually. If you didn't focus on collecting runes as you were leveling up, then now is also the perfect time to do it, especially the runes that will help the specialization you mainly plan to play. So if you're going to tank or maybe heal, then try to get the runes that will be important for those specializations. And of course also respec, so when you're going to grind your pre-raid base gear in dungeons, then you also get used to your new specialization at the same time. Every 3 hours there's a PvP event going on in Stranglethorn at 3, 6, 9, 12 AM and PM. And here you can collect different coins that you can exchange into rare and even epic items. The items you can purchase, at least the epic items, depends on your specific class. Some classes can for example get weapons, where others get rings, trinkets, or maybe even armor equipments. So how do we get these epic items, or well, the coins? All you need to do is to slay other people during the event, and this will give you some blood that you can exchange into coins. And these coins you can then spend on the new epic items. On average I get 400 blood every single event. This is also equal to 400 copper coins. And I do it as a 5-man party, as it's a lot easier for you to farm compared to for example being on your own. So if you just do the event for a couple of times, then you will most likely also have enough coins for you to also purchase yourself a new epic item. During the event, the original PvP chests will also be available, where you can get yourself different potions, rare and green items, yeah, even the Arena Master trinket. And when you have collected 12 of these trinkets, you can exchange it into a rare trinket that will increase your dodge by 1% and a use effect that will absorb a lot of damage, definitely useful in PvP situations, but also as a tank. Now that I'm already talking about PvP, then make sure to also do battlegrounds and farm honor, and of course rank up your character. Because in phase 2 they've also introduced new PvP items, for example a pair of braces for your class, and of course also the new PvP trinket that will remove any crowd control. It is a 5 minutes cooldown, but now the trinket works against every single CC and not just specific ones for your class. As the new battleground Arathi Basin has also been introduced, then there's going to be a new faction we can focus on, and in that battleground you can farm reputation with the faction, and by the time you reach friendly you can get yourself a new trinket. At Honored, a belt. At Revered, however we pronounce this, you can get yourself a pair of boots. As you are leveling up, or maybe when you're farming at max level, you will most likely get yourself the new supply crates, and I would highly recommend you to actually complete these, as you get a lot of reputation, and who knows, maybe in the future there will be amazing rewards, so I would highly recommend you just to focus on it, so if they're going to implement a new change, then you're also ready to purchase the new items. What I've done myself is just to complete the cheap supply crates, so where I can purchase the materials on the auction house for less than 10 gold. It seems to be worth it for me at least. And because these supply crates are no longer unique, then you can carry a total of 12 of these, so you could just be farming in the open world until you have 12 of those that will also be cheap to complete. For those of you being low on gold, then I would much rather spend this on purchasing new equipment, like green or rare items, so I can farm gold a lot easier or increase my chance of getting into a dungeon or raid group. An easy way to quickly get gold is just to do quests at above level 30. These will usually grant you in between 1 to 3 gold each, and if you have gather professions at the same time, you can increase this even further. Soon I'll also be publishing different gold guides on the channel, so if you're interested in gold making, then I would highly recommend you to also subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notified when I post these. The gold you make can then be spent on purchasing your very first mount, or maybe a mount for an upcoming old character. If you plan to level up an old character, then I would also highly recommend you to check out my video with everything you should be doing on your way to level 40, so you can level up efficiently, and by the time you reach level 40, be as prepared as possible to quickly get into the new raid or do other things. This video can also be found in the description together with an amazing leveling guide. Depending on when you're watching this video, if we are looking further into phase 2, then what you could also start doing is simply just to prepare for phase 3. So for example, purchasing different materials you will need for your professions, getting the different flight points, or other things that will help you when you're going to level in between 40 to 50, or maybe your professions to level 300 to craft new bags, or maybe even new green or blue items that can help you as you're leveling up. I know it's also early to mention these kind of things, but then again, maybe the video will be watched in a month or 2, and then this will be way more important. It's not something I'm really spending my own time on right now, but maybe in a couple of weeks when I'm just raid logging and I'm not leveling up all characters or something like that, then I will probably also start spending time and gold on focusing on these things. So this is also about the end. As always, thank you so much for watching and have an amazing day. Peace!